Great. So here we are with Faisal Mian from the Silver Sabres Combat Academy. Thanks for joining us. Just gonna sit here and have a little
Hello.
chat and get ready for. Faisal's actually the first I don't know, interviewee, first guest we've had at Battle Cantina, our new project. Um, just a little bit about Battle Cantina. We're just putting this together to um, be some sort of community news project. A little bit of something that bring us all together and get the message out as much as we can. Kind of hash this one up through a chat messenger and Faz is actually very, very intrigued by this because it's something that nobody else is doing. Because with Battle Sabres UK, we're doing a weekly live show during the lockdown for the NHS, trying to stay in and keep social distances. And Faz was like, "Wow, you're the only guys that are doing something like this. It's amazing." And other people are trying in their clubs, but we want the whole community to join us.
Yep.
So
Yep. For sure.
yeah, so we decided that we would try and do something monthly because after lockdown, we're not going to keep doing the live show. So we'd like to keep something moving. So, but yeah, what do you think about that,
Yeah.
Faz?
I love the idea of the live show. I think it's great. But looking past lockdown and looking to the future, I think we've got a growing community around the world, and there's so many different philosophies and approaches, and we need dialogue. We need people to talk. We need them to discuss what they're doing. And that doesn't even mean that, everyone's going to agree. It's just we need to present what we do to the public in a digestible way because, yeah, we are nerds. Yeah, we are geeks. Yeah, we are also martial artists and athletes and performers and the rest of it as well. But if we can't coalesce into a coherent community that has something to say with a unified voice, then it's not going anywhere. The world is full of amazing ideas that never see the light of day because we don't sort out the processes and make the connections and put aside our egos to just settle our differences, come together and be united. I think that's really what it's all about.
Hmm. Well, I totally agree with you there. I mean, we don't as a young sport or a young um, activity. I don't know. I use the term sport quite loosely, but as a young activity, I think that it's quite sparse, to say the least. That nobody really
Yeah,
has any real unity at this point in time because there's no real unity to be had. Um,
yeah. I mean, we the population is growing, um, but a lot of the times we find that they grow in their own little pockets. They're all very unaware of each other in some senses, and I think the big the big challenge that we had when we first set up is to try and create a universal set of rules under which we could compete that would allow us to then be distinct and be individuated as academies and as instructors and students. Everybody's got their own path, but something needs to allow us to all come together and an umbrella of a common rule set that anybody could, if they wanted to, participate in. Well, we got that now. So now what's left? Now we've got a structure. Now we need what I believe in business terms is called a route to market. And that means getting out and talking to people and sharing with people and showing them what we're about and discussing it in an open forum so that people who are interested can listen in and decide if they want to get involved or invested in any way. And us, there's no way I could do this. I'm so grateful to you for making the effort and finding the hat and writing the questions and making the effort to basically get out there and tell people, look, this facility is here. Let's talk. let's show folks what the options are on the table. You know, if you want to do it this way, do it this way with these people. If you want to do it that way, go and do it that way over. Where do we all come together and meet? Well, hopefully this show, hopefully the tournaments, and yeah, without the facility of some kind of newscasting show where we report on the developments in the scene, that needs to happen. So if this is the beginning of sort of, an international scene that reports on whatever developments are happening in different academies and different tournament scenes, yeah, do it, man, do it. All power to you.
Well, we appreciate you saying. We appreciate you saying that, that you appreciate. That's great, and I think that media attention is one thing, in my opinion. You get the attention of mainstream media like the BBC, and ITV might pick up a show here and there, and you get a report. Like we've had Battle Sabers have had reporters from our local newspaper come down and say things and do articles on the things that we're doing. That's all great, but there's no. That's press. That's media. It's press.
Yeah.
They're showing you what they want to
have any depth.
No, I want a community. That's what we're interested in. We can
it.
train as separate clubs as much as we want, but I don't want us to be competitive in a manner that we don't speak to one another. I want to be competitive in a manner that we learn and then we compete to see how well our skills are. And I think that.
Well, this is it. So, I mean, competition can be toxic, and you can see cultures where competition is seen as a means not of improving oneself, but as a means of putting down one's neighbor, right? This is absolutely, an integral part of human culture. And what we're tasked with is evolving. That's all we've got to do, is we've got to just find the things that work. We don't, there's nothing wrong with being competitive, but that doesn't mean you don't love your neighbor, right? I want you to do your best because you're going to push me to do my best.
Yeah.
Right? We're competing to be the best.
Yeah.
We're not competing to see who can put the other person down.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same thing. Right? And again, so you said you're not sure if the word sport applies to the activity of LED Saber. And absolutely it does apply because we compete. As soon as you compete for points, it's a sport. It might also be, any number of other things, but as soon as we're competing for a trophy with points and rules and a referee and etc., it's a sport, right? That's, as far as I'm concerned, that's the only definition of sport. So.